How a woman's eyes and breath can change a relationship. Have you ever wondered why some moments in life stay with you forever, while others simply fade away like a fleeting breeze? Why is it that sometimes an encounter feels like a profound experience, a connection so deep it can't be described, while other times it leaves you feeling empty and disconnected? The answer lies in something much more subtle than what meets the eye. It's the presence, the intention, and the connection. It's not about what you do, but about who you are. In this article from Shining Mirror-LVB, we will explore the powerful wisdom shared by Hussey on intimacy and how women can truly shift the dynamic of a relationship through their eyes, breath, and presence. We will delve into how these seemingly small yet significant elements can create a deep transformation in how you connect with others, particularly with the man you care about. The power of presence in communication. In the world of dating and relationships, many of us often think that intimacy is solely about physical contact, the touches, the kisses, the acts of affection. But there is something much more powerful happening beneath the surface. Something subtle yet undeniable. It's the silent connection that occurs before the physical act even begins. As Hussey wisely says, the moment just before intimacy takes place is everything. That is where true power lies, in a pause, a stillness, a shared breath, and an exchange of gazes that speak louder than words ever could. When you meet a man's gaze and don't look away, you are offering him something rare, a doorway into your true self. It's not a seductive game, it's the quiet strength of being seen, of standing firm in your own truth without fear of vulnerability. By holding his gaze, unblinking, you are silently telling him, I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid of closeness. I am not afraid of truth. Presence is a priceless gift. When you are truly present in the moment, you are not only creating space for connection, but opening a doorway for authenticity and the deepening of emotions. You don't need to say anything, simply being yourself and letting things unfold naturally is enough. You'll realize that connection doesn't come from physical actions, but from the genuine presence and openness you offer. Seeing beyond the surface, emotional connection over physical presence. The gaze between two people is not merely a physical action, it is an emotional one. It is an invitation to connect on a deeper level, transcending what is visible on the surface. When a woman looks into a man's eyes, she is not simply seeing his outer appearance, but rather looking deeper into his soul. It is in this moment, where eyes meet, that emotional vulnerability begins to surface. Any true look holds a transformative power. Even without words, when you gaze into his eyes, something shifts within him, a breaking open, a cracking of the armor he has long held. Many men carry emotional armor, pride, fear, and a constant need to protect themselves. They build these defenses to cope with the world around them, to shield their inner weaknesses. But when a woman meets him at a level of true honesty, without fear or hesitation, something begins to crumble. The fortress he has built falls away, and in that moment, he realizes that he is not just a man, he is a human being. Seen, valued, and chosen. The magic of a gaze is that it cuts through the surface of what we usually see. It is not just about the physical form or outward gestures, it is the connection of souls. A deep understanding that needs no words. When you look into his eyes, you don't just see the shape of his face, but you feel the emotions hidden beneath, the worry, the fear of rejection, the longing to be loved, to be seen, to be valued. That gaze, even if it's only for a moment, can break down the thick walls he's built up over time. And in that moment, when you hold his gaze without turning away, he realizes that he is not just a man with societal roles or responsibilities, but a human being with emotions, with vulnerability, and with the capacity to love. He understands that he is seen, that he is valued, and most importantly, he is chosen. Breath is power, the rhythm of connection. We often overlook something as simple as our breath, yet it plays an incredibly important role in the exchange of energy between two people. In those intimate moments, the way you breathe sends a subtle but powerful message. When you breathe deeply and evenly, you're calming the moment, slowing down the rhythm of time, and creating a sense of harmony between the two of you. This is not about rushing, nor is it a performance. It's about guiding the experience through calm presence. Breath becomes a rhythm that both of you can feel. When you inhale slowly, you're telling him, I am here, in this moment, completely present. And when he feels this, he, too, is calmed. It's no longer just a physical connection, it becomes a soulful one. You're inviting him to meet you in a space of truth and vulnerability. This is the essence of feminine power, not in taking over the moment, but in guiding it with grace and awareness. In those moments of shared breath, when you both breathe in unison, that's when the true connection begins. You're not merely taking a breath, you're creating a connection on a deeper level. You're saying, I am here with you, not anywhere else, without needing to speak a word. As he feels the rhythm of your breath, he begins to feel the peace that comes from being in the present moment with you. There is no rush, no tension, just a shared space of calm and presence. Breath, in these moments, becomes a powerful tool, a rhythm both of you can feel and follow. This is where true connection happens. You're not trying to control the moment, but rather guiding it naturally. You don't need to do anything extravagant, just be yourself, and let the connection unfold in the most organic way. In each shared breath, you're inviting him to meet you in a space not just of physical presence, but of truth and vulnerability. And it's in these quiet moments, when everything slows down and becomes calm, that you invite him to open up, to connect on a soul-deep level. This is where true intimacy thrives. Surrender, the true meaning of trust. Surrender is a word that is often misunderstood, especially in the context of intimacy. We tend to associate surrender with losing control or weakness. But in reality, surrender in the context of connection and intimacy has a very different meaning. True surrender is not about submitting or giving up. It is about fully opening your heart, body, mind, and soul while still standing firm in who you are. When you surrender in that moment, you are not just trusting your partner, but you are also trusting yourself. You do not need to force anything. There is no pressure, no need for approval or validation. Surrender here is about allowing the connection to unfold naturally, without coercion, without the need to impress or perform. It is a trust not only in your partner but in your own ability to receive and experience what is truly meant to come. This trust in surrender creates a delicate balance between vulnerability and strength. You are not weak when you open up. On the contrary, it is a courageous act of letting go of your natural defenses and embracing your vulnerability without shame or fear. Vulnerability is not failure. It is the expansion of your heart and soul. The acceptance that you may not be perfect, but you are still worthy of love and connection. In this balance, the strength of a woman shines the brightest. She not only knows her value but is also willing to share that strength, to trust her partner to receive it. Surrender is an exchange of energy, a process of empathy and deep connection. It is where love and connection are not just based on physical actions but on the blending of souls and emotions, creating a bond that nothing else can replace. This exchange of energy brings a bond that is far stronger than mere physical connection. When you surrender, you are not just opening yourself to your partner, you are also opening a space for yourself, a space where you feel free, safe, and whole. And it is in this surrender that you will realize that trust is not naivety or weakness, but an invisible strength that allows you to connect with another person in the deepest and truest way. The silent power of a touch. There is something profoundly deep about a gentle, intentional touch. It's not about rushing, claiming, or possessing. It's about connection. Touching his face, instead of his body. For instance, demonstrates a level of intimacy that goes beyond the physical. The face, often hidden behind layers of protection, is where our true emotions are felt. When you touch his face, you're not just connecting with his skin, you're acknowledging the humanity within him. Something much more profound than what can be seen or touched on the surface. That soft touch speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It's a language of its own, a silent dialogue that conveys more than any conversation ever could. It says, "I see you, I appreciate you, I recognize you for who you truly are." In a world where so much of intimacy is rushed, driven by superficial desires, or filled with expectations, this simple yet powerful gesture can transform a fleeting moment into something incredibly meaningful. It slows down time, bringing a sense of stillness and clarity to the present, making every second of the connection count. This quiet strength of the touch isn't measured by its force or its intensity, but by its sincerity and its depth. It's not about grandiose gestures or dramatic actions. It's about being present in the moment and allowing yourself to connect in a way that transcends the need for words. When you reach out to touch him, time seems to slow down, and that moment is transformed into something more than just physical contact. It becomes a memory that lingers long after the moment has passed. What makes this touch so powerful is that it doesn't need to be loud or overwhelming. It's the subtlety, the gentleness of it that creates a deeper, lasting impact. It's a touch that creates safety and trust, a feeling of being truly seen, not just for one's outward appearance, but for the person there at their core. The touch doesn't need to be repeated or emphasized because its effects are felt in the silence that follows. It stays with him long after the physicality fades away. And when the physical act ends, that touch remains, like a thread woven into the fabric of the connection. It will continue to resonate with him, an invisible reminder of the bond you've created. That touch, though silent, is perhaps the most powerful expression of intimacy, for it doesn't merely acknowledge the body, but honors the soul within. It speaks the truth without words, creating a lasting bond that no physical action can replace. In this simple gesture, there is a deep, undeniable power. The touch doesn't demand anything from him, nor does it seek approval or validation. It simply is, a connection that goes beyond the surface, one that creates a bridge between two souls. And in that connection, you both share something profound, something unspoken, but felt deeply in every heartbeat and every breath that follows.